Creepy barber story from Reddit. Mr. Wigs is terrifying. I needed a haircut. Badly. The kind of badly where Sarah started making not-so-subtle hints about donating to a homeless shelter. Think of it as providing nesting material. Dan, I'd put it off. Moving to Havenwood hadn't exactly been a smooth transition. My anxiety, usually manageable, had been spiking since we unloaded the last box. New town, new job, new everything. It felt like being dropped in the middle of a stage play without a script. Havenwood itself wasn't helping. Picture postcard perfect. Too perfect. Manicured lawns, smiling neighbors, and a disquieting sense that everyone knew everyone else's business. Mrs. Gable, our next-door neighbor, practically vibrated with nosy cheerfulness. Welcome to Havenwood, dear, you'll just love it here. Everyone does the barber shop. Mr. Wigs' barber shop was on Main Street. It looked like it had been ripped from a Norman Rockwell painting. Red and white striped pole, a faded sign with swirling script, and an aroma of Old Spice and something vaguely metallic. It was the anachronism I needed, a break from the overly polished veneer of Havenwood. I walked in. The bell above the door tinkled, a sound that echoed in the unnervingly quiet shop. 3 chairs, all empty, faced large, fogged mirrors. A worn leather couch sat against one wall, littered with outdated magazines. The air hung thick and still. Mr. Wigs emerged from a back room, wiping his hands on a stained towel. He was old, really old. His face was a roadmap of wrinkles, and his eyes, though bright, held a disconcerting glint. He wore a crisp white barber's coat that somehow looked both pristine and ancient. "Welcome, welcome," he rasped, his voice like dry leaves skittering across pavement. "New face in town, aren't you?" I nodded, a lump forming in my throat. "Just moved here." "Daniel, Mr. Wigs," he replied, extending a hand. His grip was surprisingly strong, his skin dry and papery. "Please have a seat." The initial haircut was normal enough. Clippers buzzed, scissors snipped. Small talk about the weather, the new bakery downtown, the upcoming Founders' Day festival. Then he started talking about my hair. "Fine hair," he murmured, running his fingers through the thinning patch on my crown. "Delicate. Holds memories, you know." "Hair does." I chuckled nervously. I thought that was just an old wives' tale. He didn't laugh. His eyes fixed on me in the mirror. "Nothing's just an old wives' tale, son, especially not in a town like Havenwood." He snipped off a lock of my hair and held it up to the light, examining it with disturbing intensity. "This hair, it's seen things, experienced things. Stress, I'd wager." How could he know? I hadn't told him anything about my anxiety, my struggles. "Just a stressful job," I mumbled, trying to deflect. He smiled, a slow, unsettling smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Stress leaves its mark on everything, especially the hair." He finished the haircut, dusted me off with a scratchy brush, and charged a surprisingly low price. As I left, he called out, "Come back soon, Daniel. We have so much more to discuss." The feeling of unease lingered. I tried to shake it off. "Old man, weird habits, nothing to worry about." Sarah agreed. "He's just a small-town barber." "Dan, you're overthinking it. You always do." But I couldn't shake the feeling that Mr. Wigs knew something he shouldn't. I went back. I know, stupid, but I needed a shave, and the thought of going anywhere else filled me with a strange dread. This time the shop felt colder, the air heavier. Mr. Wigs was waiting, a knowing look on his face. "I knew you'd be back," he said. "Some things are just inevitable." He lathered my face with a thick, fragrant foam. The straight razor glinted under the harsh light. "Havenwood has a history, Daniel," he said, his voice low and hypnotic. "A long, tangled history, woven together strand by strand like a tapestry of hair." He paused, pressing the razor against my throat. My pulse quickened. "Hair holds power, Daniel. Memories, energy, even life itself." He started shaving, his movements precise and deliberate. The silence was broken only by the scrape of the razor against my skin. "This town, it requires upkeep, a certain balance. And hair, my boy, is the key to maintaining that balance." He collected the shaved hairs with meticulous care, placing them in a small jar filled with a murky liquid. "What's in the jar?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper. He chuckled. "The secrets of Havenwood, Daniel, the essence of its being." He finished the shave, wiping my face with a cold towel. I looked in the mirror. My skin was pale, my eyes wide with fear. "You look refreshed," he said, his smile wider, more unsettling than before. "Ready to face the world." As I paid, I noticed something new, a collection of photographs on the wall behind the counter. Portraits of men, all with the same haircut I had just received. But their eyes were hollow, lifeless. I couldn't sleep that night, Mr. Wigs' words echoed in my head. Hair holds power, the secrets of Havenwood. I needed answers. Sarah was no help. Dan, you're scaring me. You need to relax. Maybe talk to someone. So I sought out Old Man Hemlock. He was a fixture in the town square, a wizened old man who spent his days feeding the pigeons and muttering to himself. Everyone dismissed him as a harmless eccentric, but I had a feeling he knew more than he let on. I found him sitting on a park bench, a flock of pigeons pecking at his feet. Mr. Hemlock, I asked. He looked up, his eyes cloudy but sharp. You're the new one, the one who went to see Wigs. My blood ran cold. How did you know? He shrugged. Havenwood knows everything, boy, everything, Mr. Wigs. He's not normal, is he? Hemlock sighed, a sound like wind whistling through a graveyard. Normal, in Havenwood, there's no such thing. Wigs, he's been here for a long time, longer than anyone remembers. He's part of the fabric of this town, a dark thread in a twisted weave. What does he do with the hair? I asked, my voice trembling. Hemlock shook his head. Best not to know, son. Some things are best left buried. Just be careful. He has a way of getting under your skin. I left Hemlock feeling more terrified than ever. I spent hours that night researching Havenwood's history. I found nothing. No newspaper archives, no historical society, no mention of Havenwood before 1950. It was as if the town had sprung into existence overnight. Then I found it. A small, obscure website dedicated to local folklore. A single entry about Havenwood dated years ago. It spoke of a dark legend, a ritual involving hair, and a barber who held the town in his thrall. The entry ended with a chilling warning: stay away from Mr. Wigs. He collects more than just hair. I didn't go back to Mr. Wigs for weeks. I let my hair grow long, shaggy. Sarah kept telling me I was being ridiculous, that I needed to get a grip. But I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that Mr. Wigs was waiting. One evening I was walking home from work when I saw him, Mr. Wigs, standing across the street in the shadows. He was staring at me, his eyes gleaming in the dim light. He raised a hand in a slow, deliberate wave. I ran. I ran all the way home, locking the doors and windows. I didn't sleep that night. I sat up in bed, listening to every creak and groan of the house. The next day I saw Timmy, the kid who always hung around outside the barbershop, sitting on the curb. He was kicking a can, looking dejected. Hey, Timmy, I said. What's wrong? He looked up, his eyes wide and scared. Mr. Wigs said I can't come around anymore. Why not? He said I was asking too many questions. He looked down at his shoes, scuffing them against the pavement. He said he knew what I was thinking. He said everyone in Havenwood does what they're supposed to. That was it. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to confront him. I marched down to Mr. Wigs' barbershop, my heart pounding in my chest. The bell above the door tinkled as I entered. Mr. Wigs was waiting. He was sitting in one of the barber chairs, his eyes closed. I knew you'd be back, Daniel, he said without opening his eyes. You can't escape your destiny. What do you want from me? I demanded. He opened his eyes and his gaze was piercing, unnervingly intimate. Your hair, Daniel, it's special. It holds a unique energy, an energy that can help maintain the balance. What balance? What are you talking about? He smiled, a slow, predatory smile. Havenwood needs nourishment, a constant supply of energy. And hair, my boy, is the perfect conduit. He stood up and walked towards me, holding a pair of scissors. I'm going to purify you, Daniel, cleanse you of your anxieties, your fears. All I need is a little snip. I backed away, my hands shaking. Stay away from me, he lunged, and I dodged, knocking over a chair. The scissors clattered to the floor. A struggle ensued. I was no match for his strength. He was surprisingly strong for an old man. He grabbed a fistful of my hair and yanked, sending a sharp pain through my scalp. I screamed and fought back, kicking and punching. I managed to break free and stumbled towards the door. As I reached the threshold, I turned back and saw him. Not the kindly old barber I thought I knew. His face was contorted in rage, his eyes glowing with an unholy light. Behind him, I saw a swirling mass of hair, filling the room, pulsating with an unnatural energy. It was like looking into the abyss. I ran to the police station and told Officer Reynolds everything. He listened patiently, then sighed. Mr. Miller, I understand you're going through a lot, but Mr. Wigs is a pillar of this community. He's been cutting hair in Havenwood for over 50 years. He's a harmless old man. But he's doing something with the hair. He's using it for some kind of ritual. Reynolds shook his head. I think you need to see a doctor, Mr. Miller. I can give you the number of a good therapist. I left the police station feeling defeated. No one believed me. They were all under his spell. Sarah was waiting for me at home, her face etched with worry. Dan, you need help. This is getting out of control. I'm not crazy. Sarah, he's real. He's doing something to this town. She started to cry. I can't do this anymore, Dan. I can't live like this. I knew I was losing her, but I couldn't stop. I had to find out the truth. I decided to leave Havenwood, to get away from Mr. Wiggs, from the town, from everything. But as I drove away, I felt a strange pull, a force drawing me back. I tried to resist, but it was too strong. I found myself turning the car around, heading back towards Havenwood. I parked in the town square and walked towards Mr. Wiggs' barbershop. The bell above the door tinkled as I entered. He was waiting. I knew you couldn't stay away, Daniel, he said, his voice soft and soothing. You're part of Havenwood now. You belong here. I don't belong here, I shouted. I want to leave. I want to be free, he smiled. Freedom is an illusion, Daniel. We are all bound by something. In Havenwood, we are bound by hair. He gestured to the swirling mass of hair behind him. This is the source of our power, our longevity. It has sustained us for centuries. Centuries. I gasped. He nodded. I have been collecting hair for centuries, Daniel, from every resident of Havenwood. It is the essence of their being, the key to their loyalty. You're a monster, I cried. He shrugged. Perhaps. But I am also the caretaker of Havenwood. I ensure its survival. And you, Daniel, are now part of that survival. He stepped closer, holding a pair of scissors. It's time for your final purification, Daniel. Time to contribute your energy to the collective. I looked into his eyes and I saw nothing but emptiness. He was no longer human. He was something else, something ancient and malevolent. I knew I was trapped. There was no escape. Havenwood had claimed me. He raised the scissors and I closed my eyes. Then I felt it. A sharp pain in my scalp, followed by a strange, tingling sensation. He had cut off a lock of my hair. He held it up to the light, examining it with disturbing intensity. Perfect, he whispered, just perfect. He placed the lock of my hair in the swirling mass behind him. The mass pulsed and I felt a jolt of energy surge through my body. I looked in the mirror. My eyes were hollow, lifeless. I was one of them now, he smiled. Welcome to Havenwood, Daniel. You'll just love it here. Everyone does. I don't know how long I've been here now. Days, weeks, months. Time has no meaning in Havenwood. I spend my days walking the streets, smiling at the other residents. We all smile here. We all do what we're supposed to do. Sometimes I catch a glimpse of myself in a shop window. I see a man with hollow eyes and a vacant expression. A man who is no longer himself. I try to remember my old life, my old anxieties, my old fears. But they are fading, becoming distant memories. The only thing that remains is a strange, tingling sensation on my scalp, a constant reminder of what I have become. And sometimes when I look in the mirror, I swear I can see a faint, swirling pattern in my hair. A pattern that resembles a tapestry. I don't know what it means, but I have a feeling it's not good. My hair, it feels different, changed. It feels special.